correctly though.
Kamran.
Kamran.
Perfect.
With a K?
With a K.
Okay. I want to make sure I get this right.
No problem.
K-A-M-R-A-N.
M as in Mary. R-A-N.
Sounds like a racing name.
It is.
All right. All right. Kamran, thank you so much for your hospitality this afternoon. I got to tell you, when I walked in here, I was blown away. Really. By the whole texture and the moving reflections and the chandeliers and the theme in what you've done. And I kind of get it. I see the trunk, all that business. But how did you come up with this idea? And I get the impression that you've been traveling.
We have been traveling. You know, this vision goes back several years in the making. It all started when I was in 8th grade. I was with my older brother, and we had this idea of creating a South Asian gourmet served fast concept. Because up until now, really most South Asian restaurants are either sit down or they're kind of carry out. But we don't have this gourmet, this luxury that, we really want to show the Grand Trunk Road in its glorious past, yet simultaneously introduce, a very new modern setting and vibe. So that's kind of how it began. And, he went off to law school, I went to college. We graduated, and we said, let's get this thing going. The recipes are all our families. They've been with us for generations and been passed down from over the years, and we got our mom to come on board and help us prepare these dishes, and we're really excited to share them with you guys.
Okay, I just want to mention before we get to the food, the concept of the Grand Trunk. And as you put it into the historical context when you talked about the Silk Road.
Absolutely.
And for people who are not familiar with the historic Silk Road, I mean, that's a centerpiece of sort of modern development, essentially.
So the Grand Trunk Road it's been around for about 2,500 years. It is an extension of the Silk Road in a way, and it starts in Kabul and goes all the way to Chittagong. And it's one of the old trade routes of the world, traversing through Pakistan and India as well. And it's connected so many civilizations, and most of the food and the flavors that we have from Indian food and South Asian food have really originated on that very trade route. It was Mughal Emperor Sher Shah Suri who really, in the 16th century, really kind of moved it forward and advanced it. And then it got its name, the Grand Trunk, by the British in the 19th century.
Okay, so the style that you've established here, that's a contemporary vision.
Right.
With all these multimedia pieces of flat screens. Again, I want to, by the way, applaud that you've got more than just sports up here.
Yes. We really, it is influenced by our own travels, as you mentioned earlier. We've been all over the world, and we've seen, from Dubai and London and Tokyo and so forth, a very modern vibe that we've just, not experienced here yet in DC. And we felt, this is our hometown. I was grown up here. I'm a third generation here in the DC area. My grandfather was the first to come here back in the early 40s, studied at Johns Hopkins University. And we really want this area. We're very proud of the Washington area. This is our home. We love it here. And we feel that we should have something really cool and modern as well.
Okay, it's definitely cool.
So that's kind of what we brought it together.
It's definitely cool. Speaking of cool, here's our social media expert. So we've got someone to help you get the word out.
Exactly. So let me introduce you to Cassidy. She is our Director of Social Media and Public Relations, and she has some really exciting ideas. So
come on forward, Cassidy. Just in time for Valentine's Day, right? Something to do.
Of course, and what more than a great setting like this to bring your Valentine's date. You can bring them for lunch, breakfast, anything like that. And we'll also be on Facebook, on Twitter as well, and we're also having an Instagram account. So you can follow us to find out about specials, about certain events that we're doing. We're going to be very involved in the community, so we hope to have events downstairs. We're also going to be working with different charity organizations in the area, so we'll be featuring, sorry, can I start that again?
No, you're doing fine. Go right ahead. Keep going.
Okay, you can cut it. Okay, so we'll be working with different charity events around the city. So we'll be sponsoring different events. You'll see our logo out and about around town because we want to become part of the community and help give back to the community that we all live in and love.
Okay, well, you've given back to me today because I've gotten a chance to taste some great food. We have our chef here, Robin. And I really appreciate what you've given us a chance to taste. Can you explain to us, Kamran, how you and Robin came together and how he's interpreting?
Well, we are very lucky to have Robin on board. And, we did a major interview process finding we wanted the best chefs and team of chefs here to work with us in bringing this vision to reality. Robin has a very illustrious past. He was in London for many years. He's very familiar with South Asian cooking. He was trained directly under the chef of the Ritz in Paris. and has also worked under Todd English and Wolfgang Puck in Las Vegas.
Local icons as
Yes.
well here too in DC.
Yeah, we're really excited to have him on board and showcase some of these dishes. I guess Robin can explain some of these.
Robin, I want to say one right off the bat. I notice there's a contradiction here. That you've got a Grand Trunk French fry box
Right.
here, as well as you've got what looks to be a burger with sesame seed bun. I'm used to seeing that, but I also see naan. I also see what looks to be some type of spiced chicken, etc.
This is Lahori chicken. It's chicken. It's cooked in all the spices from the Grand Trunk Road.
Which is what?
The Grand Trunk Road is the road that runs through India, Pakistan.
But I'm asking you. We know that now. What are the spices indigenous to that?
Oh, it's cardamom, turmeric,
Very exclusive spice mix.
Exclusive.
coriander. We're not going to tell you all the spices.
Secret. It is. It's kind of your idea, right? I mean,
Right.
your interpretation
Exactly.
of this whole thing. So, but is it good? Is the question.
It is good. Everything is made from scratch. All the sauces are made daily from scratch. It's cooked fresh to order. So
I got to try this once. I have to
right.
tell you, I haven't had a chance to try this so far. Now, what am I going to experience here besides the freshness of this?
you're going to experience a
Life-changing
multitude
experience.
of different flavors. You're going to sense all the spices one at a time, and you're probably going to be addicted to it afterwards.
I am. I'm actually addicted to it, but I have to bring up one little point. And I have to ask you about this. This it seems to me like it would be compatible with wine or alcohol or something else, a mixed drink or something like that. But you have a philosophy here. Can you explain that to people?
Our vision here is to be gourmet served fast, and this is not an environment. Yes, we want you to come and have a good time and enjoy yourself while you're here. However, we're taking what our traditional fast casual restaurant environment, and we just made it a little bit more upscale. The food itself is 100% gourmet, so that's there. But again, this is a place you come, you enjoy yourself, and that's kind of the environment we're going to produce.
Okay, but what you're saying though is, in the end, that you're not really offering alcohol right now.
No, we do not have alcohol, which is just as it would be on much of the Grand Trunk Road. Alcohol is not very present there, but we want to create the authentic experience.
Okay, so people should be aware of that though.
Yes.
Okay,
Can we
so
talk about how the food really, the flavors really speak for themselves, and then we also will be featuring some amazing teas, some juices, a lot of different drinks that.
well, that's what we were going to get into, because we do have something here that you mentioned to me that has something to do with volcanic water. What is that?
Volcanic water. We're sourcing this straight from Hawaii. It is bottled from, I think this is the Mauna Loa volcano in Hawaii, and it's really something unique. It has a certain kick to it, but it's good. But we have a lot of different specialty bottled beverages. We have the sparkling waters and those kinds of things. But we're also we've got boxed water if we're just talking about the water. But in terms, we have different teas. We have coffees. We have milkshakes. One of our favorite, specialty beverages is what we call the trucker's tea. The Grand Trunk Road, of course, has a number of truckers that have been, traversing it for decades, and really, when there's a stop. This was originated by Sher Shah Suri. There's a stop every about 10 kilometers along the Grand Trunk, and over there they would stop and they get their tea, and in it they mix cardamom and different spices, and so we brought those very authentic tea.
So we do have teas that we can show as well.
Yes.
And of course, I assume that there's a presentation to the teas.
There
in a
is.
certain way.
They're very good. And in addition to that, we have milkshakes, which are made from
Milkshakes.
because nothing goes better with the burgers and fries than a milkshake featuring.
I didn't know you had milkshakes. Now tell us about your milkshakes, because that's getting to be
It's
more of a
Americanized,
confectionery.
right.
Yes.
Well, the milkshake is made with Trickling Springs Creamery's gourmet ice creams. It's locally sourced from Chambersburg, Pennsylvania, just north of Maryland, and they're really, really good. Trickling Springs does have an outpost here in Union Market that we have to mention. And
That's right, Northeast DC.
Exactly. And we're going to be one of the first restaurants downtown, especially where you can get it in a fast environment. And we're really excited to work with and partner with them to bring that to
So they came to you and they saw your interior and they said, "Really, we really want to partner with you."
Exactly. Actually,
Especially since you don't have the white wine.
Right.
Let's get our milkshakes in there.
One of our big partners is the Coca-Cola Company. They actually really approached us and they wanted us to have their Freestyle unit. We are one of the first restaurants that are a non-chain brand in the United States to feature Coca-Cola Freestyle, which has over 125 Coca-Cola beverages within those units.
That's a touch sensitive.
It's a touch screen, right.
Yeah, the touch screens are pretty interesting and they work well, I noticed
Yes,
too.
right.
Indeed. So You've got that going for you. The style. Can we talk about the style? Speaking of which,
Yes, the style is it's a very modern vibe, kind of mixed with the old world, right? So again, you've got the Grand Trunk Road with all its history and glory, and of course this building, which used to be the old Artifactory space, and you know, it has a very rich history here. It's the oldest extant standing commercial building in the District of Columbia. It was on Pierre L'Enfant's original plan, and if you turn right behind you, actually you see a sign for Siemens, which is a multinational company that used to sell gas lamps over here, and so they have their office. But one of the original owners was actually one of the big-time architects of our city, who laid the cornerstone for the Treasury, and he owned this building at one time.
Who is that?
It's always his name is slipping on the top of my head.
we'll find out who it is.
Find out who it is.
As you speak, we're showing his picture with
Yes,
his little
exactly.
information right on the bottom. Okay, so this is original wood floors that were pre-existing with
Actually,
the.
the real old wood are beneath this, and we preserve those. So we don't want anything to happen to those. So that's
Okay,
there.
so you cover the wood floors so that you.
They were here. These are Mr. Credel's old wood
Okay.
floors, and we've just kind of preserved. We left them as
So
they are.
technically, it's a renovation.
There is some renovation. We have maintained it though. Everything is maintained.
Mm-hmm.
So we maintained the signs. We restored the brick wall. They were kind of crumbling. They weren't. We wanted to make sure this building is here to stay. It has so much rich history, and so we put a lot into it. We've strengthened it structurally. We've added a lot of beams and things to make sure that beneath the rafters to make sure it's really it's a lot of rich, old, and kind of,
It takes a while to renovate a place as
it
faithfully as
certainly
this.
does, and we had to bring in new water lines. We had to work with the city in many different ways to create the experience that you have here today.
And you certainly had to make sure that electricity was running efficiently because
Yes.
you've got all these
All these
beautiful
70
flat screen TVs of different
Right.
subject matters, by the way.
70 TVs, but I have to say, we are committed to the environment. We are using low energy everything that we buy.
Uh-huh.
Our LED lights.
Good for you. You're thinking you didn't miss a trick on this, right?
No.
Okay, so again, it's called Grand Trunk Gourmet Served Fast.
That is our vision. That is our
Really? Now, how are you going to get people out of these chairs? They look comfortable. They look like chairs that you want to hang out and lounge in.
Again, we encourage you to come and stay and enjoy your meal and really as much as you like. This is the vision behind this restaurant is the experience and the dining and the excellent flavors, which Chef Robin and my mother and our family have really worked to bring. We come in and join us. Really, we're really.
Let me ask you about do you have waiters here, or is
We do
this
not have waiters, so it is
Okay.
fast.
So you're going to go to the counter.
So we have 4 terminals set up, and it's an all iPad-based cloud system, very modern, and that are wirelessly transmitting all the orders to the kitchen. So we are able to prepare it. We've streamlined the process. We've worked on it for months to make it in such a way that there's no waiting time, hopefully, and we have an online ordering system. You can order online, and your food will be ready when you come. That'll be on your first terminal. We also have. We do have a little bit of waiter service for hot naan bread. One thing that I've always felt is that naan should be brought to you hot,
Yeah.
piping hot, and when you run out, you should be able to get more. So we're going to have someone with a basket walking around and serving hot naan, which you can purchase through our iPads.
Okay, now we've got to take a look downstairs, but by the way, just want to thank whoever is involved in making decisions about the lighting.
The design is, really a multitude of, we've worked with so many companies. We've worked with over 200 companies from around the world.
Okay,